spoiler discussion for Star Wars: The Last Jedi. We did our regular review, and there was a lot of things in there there's a lot of things in this movie that I feel would have been spoiling it for people who haven't seen it. So we separated our discussion. So we're gonna jump on. We just gonna jump on in here, and it's moments in this movie that I felt like, whoa, and I had to hold back on our regular review because I'm like,
That's
okay,
hard
yeah,
too, man.
yeah, no. So I got some key points. Where I'm just gonna talk about, and we're gonna have a little discussion on. So my first key point, which was kind of in the beginning of the movie. Now, as you seen in The Force Awakens, Rey handed Luke the lightsaber. Like, here, Luke, we need you. We need to respect the rebellion. Luke, your Jedi mastery training is going to help everybody. Now, please take this lightsaber and lead us to victory.
Okay.
Luke said, fuck off. Man, hey, bruh, what we're talking about is, man, when Luke, as everybody knows, she handed Luke the lightsaber at the end of Force Awakens. When he got the lightsaber, he just threw it over his shoulder like, fuck this shit.
I don't even know if I've ever been that dismissive of anything. And anybody that knows me, I'm a very dismissive person. I'll cut off a conversation with I'll ghost a motherfucker in real time.
It was another moment I was telling you that they talking to the fans. They talking to the audience like, look, all the fans with all your theories, fuck out of here. Like, they just saying that's a fuck you to all the YouTube channels that's got all these damn theories.
What I think that specifically was, because there was a lot of talk about Rey secretly being Luke's kid. That was, bitch, I ain't think that.
All those theories. This was a fuck you to all those YouTube channels. The fucking Collider, the Urban Acolyte, the fucking Jedi Council, all those, I forget all the names of them, but it's so many channels just dedicated to Star Wars, man. And this was like saying, we write this shit, not you. Now fuck off. And I was almost like, I bet their heart dropped. I can't imagine what the Urban Acolyte, because he act like this is a religion. I can't imagine what he said when he saw that shit.
He might practice Jediism.
He kind of is like that. And then when he said, it's finally happened, fuck off. Like, what? You know what? I bet you it was the same moment when Morpheus found out Neo ain't shit. Remember, Morpheus was like, so he said, no, I'm not the one. I'm just some guy. This can't be. Yeah, sorry, dude.
Sorry, bruh.
Yeah. So yeah, that was just, to me, that was just a shocker, man. It's just, I don't give a fuck by looking at. We already said that Luke had a get off my porch attitude. I don't want to buy no fucking. I don't want to buy none of whatever you selling. Get off my porch.
But because really, what it is, it's like when you decide you want to join the military, and there's an old dude down the street from you that ain't got nothing but bad memories of being in the military. Like, he came out of Korea or Nam or what have you. It's like, man, I just want to serve my country. Oh, you want to serve your country, huh? Like, he was on that whole movie. Yeah,
and boy, and the fucking I'm gonna say again, the fucking cow.
Whose idea was that? Scene,
man, dude, that was some sick shit, man.
You won't get in on this?
Yeah, this is good. I'm telling you, man, that was a sick person that came up with that scene, man. Right. And because it's like, the way they were just sitting there. Like, do these things just sit there so they can get milked?
And it's not like it had udders or just some teeth. It had some titties,
big nipples, 4 of them, and
and he's sitting there like
it just sitting there like it was waiting for that. Yeah. Like, it's oh god. And then the way they had Luke looking like a feral animal, just all this shit
Got
on
the
his
green
face.
ass milk in his beard and shit. And then it goes and turns and looks at Ray like, "Hey, you down?"
That was the disturbing part, the way it looked directly at Ray.
Like it
Like,
looked
you want this? You want to get on this?
It looked at her like it had just finished. Like, oh, you next?
Yeah. No, leave me alone.
Don't look at me with that face.
So, Luke's attitude was surprising to me, and it was like, whoa.
He went full hermit for this one, man.
And another thing he did, this small discussion, he did talk to Yoda, and I owe somebody bet me that Yoda was on it. I bet him like, no fucking way Yoda's in this movie. Okay, I lost that one. Okay.
And they went for the full effect old school Yoda too, man.
Yeah, the puppet like Yoda. And Luke, I guess that wasn't a Jedi temple. That was a Jedi tree or something. He burnt that shit down. Yeah. I don't know, man. Luke was more bitter than ever. Yeah. Go ahead.
And just when he was thinking like, maybe I shouldn't burn the street down. You said, "Bitch, quit playing." God.
And so we could talk about some of Ray's training real quick when we had to left off, because when he was like, "All right, sit down, reach out," and dog, when she reached her hand out, he looked like, this bitch dumb. He was like, "Oh, are you serious? Are you fucking serious?"
Like he was about to call out, and he's, "No, this is a teachable moment." He pulled that leaf outside, took her hand.
Yes, so I can feel it. Well, you can feel it. That's the Force. That's the Force. You like that shit?
It's like nothing I've ever.
Like you dumb bitch. So I reach out with your mind, dummy.
Like, look, just that. You meant.
That was some good. That was a funny moment.
That was great. Man.
I like, you always like the teacher master moment when the student just don't get it and the master just make them look silly.
Pop them with a slipper or something.
So that was actually a lot of that actually worked, but some of the things on that island disturbed me. I'm gonna tell you one more thing on that island. It was the fucking the natives, the little people with the robes on that was cleaning the shit up. I was like, man, you know what? I feel sorry for them because Ray was fucking shit up, and they was looking like, man, where this bitch come from? They said, who are these guys? She said, they caretakers, they native to the island. They basically just clean up after her. Every time she fucked something up, they clean it up. Yeah. And they had one scene where she couldn't control something and she just fucked up. They was like pushing a wheelbarrow or something. She just knocked all they shit over. Didn't even, I tripped on that. She didn't say, sorry. Usually in movies, they be like, sorry about that. And it's a funny moment. She didn't say shit.
Wait, look, and they both look up like, this.
Yeah, I know. They looking up like, man, dude, we was cool. You was her. You was just chilling. Then you brought this bitch here. She fucking everything up.
I kept waiting for them to have that landlord discussion.
Yeah,
with them. Like,
Look, hey, this bitch got to go.
Hey, look, you cool, right? But you guys stop bringing your hood friends into my building.
Exactly. Because they got to clean up behind their ass. I feel them. Right. Shit, I'm like, well, this is the first time I'm feeling some of the aliens like, look, we been living here and we was cool and we said you can stay here, but you fucking shit up. You got to go. I just hate the way they play aliens like, we work for you. Fuck you.
Right. Like especially in Star Wars where humans are like what, 1/10 of the galaxy.
I know, but the aliens are always a minority. They got to clean up behind the humans. You know what I'm saying?
Like
okay,
that don't make no sense to me, man.
So there was just some funny moments with Luke or whatever. The Luke basically said, "I don't give a fuck about y'all theories." I kind of like that. Yeah. So I'm gonna move on. Another spoilers thing. Rey's parents. Now we didn't see after Force Awakens. Man, I didn't seen so many videos about Rey's parents.
So many theories. All the backing up.
Rey's parents is Rey's related to Palpatine. That's his granddaughter. Mm-hmm. Rey is a Kenobi. How that is? Oh, that's his granddaughter. That's Luke's daughter. I didn't heard it's Phasma's daughter. I didn't heard oh yeah, I heard it was Phasma's daughter. It was Phasma and Snoke's daughter. I didn't heard it's actually Han and Leia's daughter.
I heard a lot of that one.
I didn't heard all this shit. You know what I'm saying? Who is her family? We don't know. They answered that question. So
in the worst possible way.
Would you like to answer that question?
So it turns out Rey's parents are junk farmers who sold.
No. They're nobody.
Like, it's just like, because you don't get to see him, you don't get to meet him, but it's like you get, and especially the delivery method on that is, they were nobody.
Yeah,
they were junk farmers. They sold you for drinking money.
but you know what? The way they even did that when Kylo said, "You want to know who your parents is? You really want to know?" The audience was like, "Nobody." What? Man, fuck you.
And that one bothered me because not only is it yet another fuck you to fans, this ain't gonna go the way you think.
Ooh. This was a fuck you to fans. I'm telling you.
And then to also be like, imagine if Rey was a real person and she knew they were writing this shit.
Man, so you know what?
It made her whole life about finding out who her parents were.
Right. And she said, they really said her parents, was in the movie. You got everything you need to know in Force Awakens. And the thing was, she was actually telling the truth because her parents was nobody. Her parents wasn't nobody special. She just a chick. And that point when she was like, come back. They showed that ship leaving. That was her parents is leaving, but they sold her. Yeah. They sold her to Encore Plut or whatever the fuck is it. Quiet girl. And I'm thinking like, they some shitty ass people that they might have been her parents. I don't know, but they was some shitty ass people to leave them in the care of that dude.
Right. They need that drinking money.
Yeah.
Jesus, why couldn't y'all have just gone out for a pack of cigarettes and never came back?
Yeah, I mean, yeah, they got it. They did. That's another fuck you. This whole movie was a fuck you to all the variety theories. They like, y'all don't write this shit. We do. So
maybe the fans should be writing this shit. Because even from like the point of view of building a narrative, that's disappointing as all hell.
Yeah, her parents have nothing to do with the plot. But my question is, how the fuck is she so strong with the Force? You know what I'm saying? They got her too strong with the Force. It'd be different if she just was Force sensitive. No, they made it seem like, and that's what made her being so strong with the Force and being Kylo Ren means something to me.
Because like even the way Snoke was putting it,
mm-hmm.
What do you say? I feel the darkness within you rising and the light to meet it. I knew your arrival in the light side of the Force was going to show up.
Yeah, but this is the thing. They put her as a major Force user in the middle of this, and I'm looking like it's got to be a reason, because that's the case. Everybody. So I mean, are they just saying that anybody can have the Force? Is that's the whole point of that?
And so like because in the
all you gotta do is believe.
In the prequels, they put a lot of shitty effort into trying to make the Force a biological thing.
I know. They try to get out of that, but my whole thing is,
but like they put no like reason for it. It just happened.
Right, and that's what I'm saying. She is extra strong with the Force. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And that would have saved the making her that strong by giving her a reason to be that strong.
It would have made her less of a Mary Sue.
Yeah, it would have been like, it would have made sense if she was Palpatine's granddaughter. She was a clone of Palpatine, like when Palpatine made a clone, that clone had a kid or something like that, or if she was even Snoke kid, or she was Luke kid. Any reason to give her that much power,
right?
But the fact that you made her nobody discredits everything that she did.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying?
It'd be like
nobody.
It'd be like if they started Star Wars with the prequels. Like you didn't know that Anakin was going to be.
But see, the thing is, they set Anakin up to have. They gave it a reason why he was so strong, because they used the midichlorians to make him
right. But like if you didn't get none of that, and it was just, oh yeah, this is kid Anakin, he's super strong in the Force. That would have pissed everybody off then, because that is. People need reasons, man.
Yeah, I mean, and they really shortchanged people by saying, "Oh, he didn't have a father. He wasn't a father." Stop lying.
Fucking Jesus story.
Yeah, I mean, they shortchanged us on that, and they shortchanged us on this too by saying, "Oh, they're nobody. They're just some drunk traders." They had, but then they still kind of left it open to me, because it's like, okay, they sold Rey, but was they really her parents?
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? We that's where she came from. They could have found her. It was like, who this kid? I don't know. Shit, we could get some money for it. You know what I'm saying? I'm just saying, it could have happened.
I mean, it wouldn't surprise me, Anybody that willing to sell their kid for drinking money would have sold anybody.
Well, I'm just saying maybe they didn't have a kid. They were just some drunk traders that
I'm just
found
saying,
her.
like anyone that sells a kid for drinking money.
They could still put that element in her.
Yeah.
You know, have her so strong with the Force and on Jakku, and then they found her like, damn. Well, shit, you know, they need some work. They need some workers, so we can get some money or whatever. So they can still do something with that, but basically they just said nobody. And for real, I don't even want them to do that. To be like, oh well, actually her parents were such and such. They might do that just to say their ass.
I kind of just want them to commit.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. And it's like, well, her parents are such and such, just to say the fact that they fucked everybody over by saying her parents is nobody.
Right.
You know, it's like, okay, now it's too late. Y'all done already fucked us over.
Look, just stick with it. You fucked
I know.
us already.
Y'all already fucked us over, so don't try to come back and make it up to us. Right. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
We cool. Y'all credit is shot. So, you know, she actually is a Mary Sue.
Yeah.
And that is such bullshit. I'm calling bullshit on that.
I'm just glad that they didn't try to say, and she's the reincarnation of such and such, and you know.
They were saying that too. They were saying she's the reincarnation of the first Jedi, and and Jakku is something special there, and that's where she was born from, or something on Jakku gave her powers or something. I don't know. It was a whole lot of theories, and all that shit just said up your ass. So we're gonna move on, man. Rey parents, nobody. So moving right along. Okay. Kylo Ren getting bitched out. Now I touched on this in the review, man. How Snoke was doing Kylo Ren. And this kind of helped his development.
The most boss usage of Force lightning I've ever seen.
I don't think he didn't move his hand or nothing. But the way Snoke talked to Kylo is like an abusive parent talking to his child. Like
especially when you know that your kid thinks they tough.
Yeah. And you keep telling them, you ain't tough, you a little bitch.
Take that ridiculous mask off.
Look, from the word go, they had Snoke say everything that I was saying in the first movie. You think you Vader because you got that mask on. But you ain't shit. You a little whiny bitch, and you got beat by a girl that never even held a lightsaber.
Wait, look. So he took the mask off. Can't even look him in the eye. Yeah, there it is. I'm watching him bitch this dude out. And you watching him, start shrinking in on him.
Oh my god. But like I said, it's like they act real tough around all the other kids at school, but when they go to their parents, you a little bitch.
They don't got a single problem with their kid being a bully until someone kicks their ass.
Yeah.
All the time I training you, and you lost to a girl who had never held a lightsaber in her life. He went from way down here to up here, and then why do I bother with this fucking kid?
He basically was at home reading Twitter comments like, what? Because he said everything people say on the internet. Like, for real, man.
Man, I think Disney's siding with the dark side on this one.
I mean, just totally bitched him out, man.
Oh God.
And that's why I was like, I'm starting to understand Kylo a little better now because he can't get no respect.
Because he thought he was cool with his uncle Luke. Then he woke up with his uncle holding a lightsaber.
That's another thing. He felt like Luke was trying to kill him. This is why this all transpired. This is why he joined Snoke, because he thought Luke was trying to kill him. And then he's like, okay, my own people's trying to kill me, and then I'm gonna join this dude. And this dude treat me like a bitch. He just he felt like he couldn't go nowhere. That's why he want everybody to die. He was like a mad teenager, like I hate everybody.
He just wants to burn the whole fucking world, man.
But I understand his motivation. Yeah. It ain't just. It ain't just a one-note villain. I want to destroy everybody. Why? I don't know, because it's what I do, But no, you got a reason. You got betrayed by everybody.
If at any given time he had given that infamous line from Anakin, I hate them.
He too much of a good actor for that. Yeah. He ain't gonna go out like that, dude. If he said that, he'll say it in a different way. Way better.
He found a much better way to say it. But I get it. Because everybody has failed you.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. and you right in the middle of all this bullshit. You didn't. Motherfuckers try to kill you. You can't go back. You know what I'm saying? You can't join the rebellion. Your teacher and mentor don't give you no goddamn respect.
You can't trust your family. You ain't got no friends.
Yeah, I mean, I sense the motivation. It's like, fuck it, man. That's why it's something that when Kylo was basically he wanted everybody to die. You know what I mean? Where it was the rebellion, he was like, join the rebellion and join the resistance and leave Snoke. And he was like, no, fuck them.
Well,
fuck Snoke.
I was wondering where this was going to go when we first heard it in the trailer.
Mm-hmm.
What was it? Get rid of the past. Kill it if you have to.
Yeah.
And that's his whole character. He's trying not to be that bitch that he knows he used to be.
Yeah.
And he's constantly running from that. And so he's killing everybody that reminds him of who he used to be.
Right. And because he got betrayed by everybody. So he's just like basically bitter, mad, and just want to kill anybody that was related to his past.
Yeah.
And I see why. Shit, he had a fucking fucked up ass life.
Because he spent because now I'm seeing he spent both of these movies trying to kill Ben Skywalker.
Yeah, true. Yeah. It's a lot of conflict in him. That's why I was like,
Ben Solo, whatever.
Yeah. There's a lot of conflict in him. So I sensed that and I liked it.
Yeah.
And that's why I said
it makes him a much more enjoyable character.
Yeah, and just the way that Snoke talked to him, man, like he gives him no fucking respect, dog. I thought he was kind of like, because Sidious used to give Vader respect.
He even gave him that disappointed dad speech.
Oh hell yeah, all that.
Yeah, when I found you, I saw unbridled power, and beyond that, untapped potential. But now I see I was mistaken.
And now you just a little bitch. Look at you.
I'm like, God damn, bro.
Look at me, boy. One of them moments.
I kept waiting for him to say that shit because he wouldn't look him in the face.
Yeah, I know. Good acting again.
Oh man, I thought he was talking. He was being talked about by his abusive dad. I was sure, man.
Yeah, and it just made a lot of sense for us, that character, man. So I'm really on board more with Kylo Ren more than I thought I was gonna be.
I mean, brilliant acting, man.
And I'm thinking like he's still a whiny bitch because I ain't gonna call him a whiny bitch. It's just he still have temper tantrums.
He's angsty.
Yeah, right. And he's not handling it like a man should. But I see his motivations, and part of me is on his side a little bit, a little bit, not all the way, but part of me, I don't just hate him, So, I'm gonna move on. Now we got to talk about Leia. It's something Leia did in this movie that made people just call. So, they set this up on the trailer. It was a moment where Leia was on the bridge of a ship, and the First Order was coming down on them, and they shot the bridge of the ship. Everybody in that ship, including Admiral Akbar, may he rest in peace, got blown to smithereens. Admiral Akbar actually was way more valuable to the Resistance than Leia was, because he's a brilliant strategist. Which in Rogue One, he came up with that plan to turn the ship against the other ship, and it's like, may the Force be with you, we out here. You know what I'm saying? He's a brilliant strategist.
How will they ever know if they're walking into a trap ever again?
Yeah. And he always let everybody know it's a trap.
That's a trap.
So they said fuck you to him, and all the top ranked officials in the Resistance got blown to smithereens. They was all on the bridge, which ain't that's like a rule. They shouldn't all be in one place. But anyway, they all got fucked up.
Fact, there's no reason for their entire command structure to be on the bridge. They should have a fucking war room.
Yeah, but the bridge got blown to smithereens, and everybody in the bridge got blown out of space. Oh, but Leia. Leia got blown in space. I said, this is it? This is how they gonna end Carrie Fisher? Damn, man. That's a rough go at it, but I guess that's more realistic.
Spacing Leia, that's cold, man.
I know, I was like, hey! But anyway, I was like, well, that's more realistic. She ain't gonna get no shit. Everybody don't always get that epic death scene. Sometimes they just fucking just die.
Yeah.
But oh no. But wait, there's more. There's much more. Leia somehow in the vacuum of space didn't die and used the Force to pull herself back into the ship from out in space. Yeah. And when she got to the ship, she like knocked on the window like, hey, what's up? No. Yeah, that actually happened, people. We're not making that up. And I'm looking like, okay. Now I know this is somewhat fantasy. It's always sci-fi with a fantasy. With an element of fantasy. Right. But that's straight fantasy. Yeah. I mean, because they kind of go by the rules of, sci-fi where, in space you got to have, nobody can survive in space and you'll get sucked out into space when you open, whatever, the vacuum of space. You cannot survive in space even if you hold your breath, I found out. Yeah. Like, I don't know, maybe a certain amount of time.
Well, it's not the suffocation that's going to kill you. It's going to be all of your blood vessels freezing over.
So somebody said online said when she sensed they was about to get destroyed. Let me finish. When she sensed they was about to be destroyed, she created a force bubble around her, and when she got knocked out, she just stayed in the force bubble, and then
I knew I seen some bullshit in the Force.
Oh man, I'm not done. No, continue. And she, looked like she was unconscious for a while, which I guess, she's so strong with the Force, she can keep that force bubble even when she's unconscious.
Force bubble didn't stop her from.
And then hold on, let me tell you, I ain't done. And then when she pulled herself to the door, think about this: when they open the door, why the fuck the other people didn't get sucked out into space?
Because it was a fucking airlock. It was a fucking airlock.
So they should have got.
No.
Oh,
That's
why they. Oh, okay.
The bridge side of the airlock closed, and then after it decompressed the airlock, then the side inside the hallway.
Okay, well then you debunked that. Okay, thank you, James.
I'm sorry.
You proven the Force is strong.
You know what? Let me just say this. That's not how the Force works.
So I was like, yeah, why the fuck the people didn't get sucked out? So it was an airlock. Yeah. So they got that. So that Mary Poppins moment, man, that was bullshit. Yeah. I call bullshit on that. Superman moment.
And it was so you could have just had her not be in the bridge. Or just get out, see the shit coming and get out.
I don't know, man. It's just I thought she was dead. I'm like, you can't survive in space. Not for that long. I don't know.
Unless that scene was in super slow motion.
I see what they was trying to see, and I think they was looking at that movie like everybody. They wanted everybody to be cheering on that, but people was more confused. Yeah, that's when they missed the mark.
Because I'm watching that scene. There's a lady sitting next to her, oh, I didn't know she could do that, and then everyone else is like, wait, so what? How is she? Why is it? Shouldn't she be? What is this? There was no appreciation for that scene whatsoever.
Yeah.
Certainly not for me, but
yeah, I didn't dig it. It was just too much bullshit. It was like I called bullshit, and I actually said to myself, is this still supposed to be Star Wars? Because it felt like some fake fantasy shit. Yeah. When Star Wars, it had fantasy elements, but it wasn't strong fantasy. Where everything was believable, as in the reality of what they was in.
You know what? At that point, it felt like an old school Chuck Norris sci-fi flick, man. It
felt like it was magic elements there.
Because I'm looking at that, I'm like, that's and she was so cold with it that she managed to last just long enough to pull herself back with the Force.
I know. It's like it felt like it was some Lord of the Rings, Harry Potter shit where it was. The Force is like some kind of magic, I guess, yeah. But. I don't. Space man. But see, Force, okay, jump super high, levitate things, but no, survive in space. No, that's not how the Force works. I can't go with that one, man. We're gonna move on.
I'm so glad they gave us that line.
I know. Matter of fact, I think I'm gonna make a video, and every time everything was bullshit, I'm gonna have Han Solo. That's not how the Force works. So, all right, so we're gonna move on, man. Finn and Phasma fight, man. What'd you think of that?
I spent the whole movie like, when's it gonna come? When's it gonna come? You know?
And I was thinking like, man, it seemed like this shit should have been over, but where the fuck is that fight with Phasma? I ain't even seen Phasma. And out of nowhere, it seemed like she just wasn't even there the whole time. FN 217. Where have you been? Or some shit she said. I was like, where the fuck she? Okay.
You know, and I'm still bugging off of the chrome armor and the chrome staff and everything. Like,
and I like what they did by having her get shot and the shit bounce off her. It's like, okay, now we got a reason for it. The shit is actually blaster proof or whatever.
Ablative. Like,
right. So I'm like, cool. They actually doing something with her. You know, they actually had her doing some shooting finally. And then she, ended up having a fight with Finn, which didn't last long. You know, it was okay little melee.
Scuffle. It was a decent scuffle.
Yeah, but I'm telling you, it's like they called up Gwendoline Christie at the last minute. Said, "Hey, can you come do this real quick
we
for a day?"
got the armor for you.
Yeah, because it was her scene was so quick. It seemed like she was like shoehorned in.
Yeah,
it seemed like they did that without her, and they was like, well, "We got to put her in," and she just showed up out of nowhere. It's like, why didn't y'all show her earlier?
And like, props to John Boyega and Gwendoline Christie, because in the 30 seconds they had on screen together, they acted their asses off.
Yeah, and Gwendoline Christie had a mask on doing it.
Right. And then like just that little bit at the end of the fight after he busts her mask open, and you just see that one eye.
I know, and I'm mad.
All of her disappointment in him, all of her anger at him,
right?
Like, just in that one look.
And I'm mad that you finally get her back, and you say you're gonna do more with her, and you get her for one scene, and you kill her. Did she die? Did she die?
They didn't. It's not a confirmed death.
I know it's not confirmed, but I was thinking. That armor probably can survive fire, but the whole thing blew up. Right. So unless she got an escape pod,
I mean, I'm sure like either
if she come back, it's gonna be some bullshit.
Yeah.
I mean, the thing was, if they would have said the ship about to blow up, ready my escape pod, just anything to just let me know she might have survived that.
Yeah.
But for real. It'd be stupid if she come back in the next movie.
But like,
I jumped in the escape pod in the last second. Okay.
Like, I feel like with her, I'm willing to give her a pass, like for the sake of making a better movie. Mm-hmm. Breeze past some bullshit.
Yeah, I know, but see, that's their fault because they could have put her in earlier in the movie.
Yeah,
they need to make her more into what's going on with the First Order instead of just having her pop up.
Because this easily could have been like their fight gets interrupted. She knows the shit's about to blow up. Next time I see you, I'm gonna get that.
That's what I'm saying. I'd been cool with that. Where it's like okay, and then when the shit got blown up, they still fighting. A smart motherfucker be like, "Hey, I don't need to kill you that bad. I want to save myself. I can get you later."
Walking off like I'm gonna get you. Don't you think I forgot?
Once that explosion went off, man, it was like,
over.
It's like this shit about to fall apart. I'm gonna get the fuck out. I don't need to fight you that bad. I don't know you like that, and I want to fucking fight to the death.
They ain't no kin for real, man.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. It ain't no. It's like y'all ain't got no fight to the death vendetta going on. Right.
Like, he doesn't even hate her for real. Like
he might, but the whole point is.
Not like that though.
It's not like I'll die to kill you. It's like fuck that.
Ain't neither one of them on that.
That's what I'm saying. That's why I was like, it's bullshit that they keep fighting knowing this shit about to explode.
Right.
So, I kind of file on that. Even though they gave her something to look at. Him fighting them. And I want to say they did make Finn a little braver. Like he kind of to a point where he just like, I'm going head up with the First Order, or whatever.
Right. It's interesting to note, like, because he did have his one runaway scene here.
I know, and I'm gonna speak on that because I heard people talking, "Oh, he's a coward."
It's different. It's not like the first time where he was running for himself.
Go ahead. I'm gonna let you say what I was gonna tell you. I was gonna say I'm calling bullshit on people talking about he's a coward because they specifically said why he was doing it. He was taking the beacon away so Rey wouldn't come back and get killed.
And I perfectly get that.
I mean, he wasn't running because he was scared. He was specifically trying to protect his friend.
And he can't tell nobody about it.
But of course, they're going to say that shit about Finn because they don't want to give they don't want to give Finn no props of being, somebody
Right.
because, I mean, I don't want to state out the obvious, but we know. So I was like, that ticks me off, man.
Yeah.
Don't shortchange that little dude like that. You know what I'm saying? Specifically say, "Are you running?" I mean, he took the beacon from Leia for a reason.
Like, and especially the second he was presented with an alternative solution, he jumped on it.
Yeah, he didn't say, "Oh, we got to run." No, I'm not running. I'm not scared of shit. I mean, you can't say a dude's scared. You fought the fucking main villain head up, and that's why I'm in this goddamn place.
He's in here like, no, I'm ready for this fight, but this is a bad fight, and I ain't gonna let my people come back into this shit when we gonna be dead by the time they get here.
Yeah, for real. Yeah. So, I like the development of Finn. It's just the writing didn't give him nothing to do.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? That they side mission was stupid, and but the development of the character was good because he he took a step up on far as how he feel about things. You know what I'm saying?
And I feel like the whole point of his subplot in this was, one, to show his development, and two, to get him in a position to fight fast.
So you're right. That's all it was.
That was all it was.
They needed him on that ship to fight Phasma, and it was just to give them something to do.
They rode themselves into a corner with that low on fuel thing.
Yeah.
So it wasn't like they could go off and do something meaningful.
Yeah, and that just put him in position to give him something to do.
Yeah.
So we're gonna move on. Let's talk about Snoke getting killed. Now, that's spoiler alert. Snoke got
smoked.
Snoke didn't make it out of this movie, and the way it happened was like, what the fuck?
Like this turned into a whole different kind of movie. Man.
Hey man, Snoke was a badass to Force. And they established that. So they made it clear that nobody gonna just beat him in like straight combat.
Right.
Because every time somebody tried to buck up, he let them know who the fuck he was. And I love when Rey tried to do the old Luke trick. She tried to snatch the lightsaber with the Force.
He
redirected that motherfucker, made it turn around and smack her dead in the head like, bing, and give me this shit back. Sit your little ass down. What the fuck wrong with you?
Even his response was, oh, you do have fire.
It was like, sit your little ass down. What the fuck you think this
bless
is?
Bless your heart, ain't you cute? Sit your little ass down.
And it's like Snoke started to get real creepy when he was talking.
We got a perfect execution scene set up. Rey is sitting there on her knees in front of Kylo Ren. He got the lightsaber in hand, and then it all goes to hell.
Complete your training, strike her down,
Pretty much.
That's the Return of Jedi moment.
But and then where things go wrong is Snoke starts narrating.
Yeah, Snoke is narrating everything that's going to happen, and he's doing it in a real creepy way.
Because he starts off, you thought you could turn him, but now he completes his mission. I see it now.
Ignite your sword.
He aims his saber at his true enemy, and now he ignites it. What?
Yeah. What the fuck?
For a second, he thought he had finished. He thought he had to check. He thought he had to check his drawers, and then he looked up. Oh, well, that ain't how that's supposed to go.
It was a shit. Because the lightsaber that Rey brought was sitting right next to Snoke, and for some reason he didn't notice that the lightsaber was turning
ever so
in his
slowly.
Direction. Because he was too busy closing his eyes, fantasizing by
breathing hard,
by Kylo putting his sword in Rey.
Yeah, he was starting to stroke his legs and shit.
Yeah, man, he was on some creepy shit.
Yes, do it.
So he was too busy, caught up in ecstasy, not to notice that the sword was turning on him.
He might have been on some ecstasy.
Yeah. And next you know, the sword just went right through his abdomen. Oh shit! It cut him in half.
And then Kylo just has that slow. There we go.
And that was the end. And we finally get to see the guards I guess are these equivalent to the Emperor's guards?
I guess. Yeah.
We finally get to see them fight.
First of all, I like their weapons.
Yeah,
I hate their outfits, but I like their weapons.
So they got this blood red armor on with they all got like little what they got, like knives and whips and shit.
Knives, whip swords, glaives.
So at this point, it's like what, about 6 of them, and
like that.
And since Kylo turned on Snoke, they all just attacked him, and so Rey and Kylo had to fight all these guards, and that was an epic ass fight. What you think of that fight?
I enjoyed it, but it's one of those times where I'm like, I could have used with a little bit a less busy scene.
You thought it was too busy?
Well, like, because the color of the room, the color of the guards and the weapons and everything, and then the only contrast to all that is one open window and Rey and Kylo.
Yeah. At least they didn't have. They had on black, and she had on like
beige, khaki, whatever.
And so, I mean, it was actually kind of cool because it's just the first time you see somebody fight multiple people. You know, that's something different. That's something they haven't done. It's always a one-on-one.
It's always single combat. Yeah,
right.
So it was cool though. Like I could have used with a couple less dudes on them, but maybe not the back-to-back beginning on that one.
You didn't like back to back. But it was some dope stuff, man. I'm gonna tell you what, they actually cut some people down, and I like to see that too. Yeah. And they did something that haven't been done on Star Wars yet. Fucking stab somebody through an eye.
Yeah. And this is something that I've been wanting to see in Star Wars ever since like the idea of a lightsaber was first presented to me. Mm-hmm. How come no one ever just does a quick turns it on, turns it off just to stab somebody?
Just get close, put the hilt on somebody and then ignite it, and that's in the story.
That's one of the coolest things about lightsaber. You don't have to swing it. You don't have to mount up. All you have to do is point it, click it off.
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah, and that's what he did. He got the hilt close to the dude's face, and that was all she wrote. That was done.
And I've been I've been fantasizing about that specific lightsaber kill for over a decade now. So I was kind of like Snoke in that moment, like, do it, do it, yes.
Yeah, that was actually a good scene, man. I prefer see some. I ain't gonna get nitpicky, but like somebody like Darth Maul, like Ray Park doing that scene, only because some of the moves I'm looking like, and no disrespect to Adam Driver, but it's something like I could tell he really ain't really into martial arts. Maybe he just look a little stiff. Yeah. I don't know. It's just when I see it, I was like, man, I would like to see somebody that can really fight with his sword. Yeah, you know what I'm saying? Do that, you know. But it was still dope though. It was still dope. And so we're gonna talk about the grand finale real quick. Where Luke finally came back. He finally came back to face Kylo. Pure one-on-one, unarmed combat. What you think about that?
I love the wushu element to that one, man.
What's that?
Like just like the getting
this way evading.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Like leaning back on his heels and everything.
Well, we can start from how the scene started off.
Oh, okay.
Because you know the resistance are down to their last stronghold. They and Luke finally shows up and he walks out of there and he's like, "What are you gonna do against a whole army or whatever?" And then I'm thinking that Kylo gonna say, "Hold your fire. I'm gonna go handle this." No, he said, "Fire every gun you got at that one man. Make sure he dead."
No, but Weasley ass Hux, do you think you got him?
Yeah. Oh no! But then when he's like, concentrate all the fire on the speeder. Concentrate all the fire on the speeder. like motherfucker, why do I keep you around? I should have killed you earlier. But no, that scene actually was pretty good because I'm thinking it's gonna be a regular old same old moment, but it was different. Yep. It was different because I'm thinking like, yeah, Luke must got strong to force, man, because he knocked all those none of those blaster bolts hit him. So when Kylo's like, okay, I'm gonna go face this motherfucker.
It took me a minute to remember that like that whole plan was made out of red salt or whatever.
Yeah.
But like Because like I saw that all that red come on, like damn, they exploded.
Yeah, for a second I'm like, did he explode?
I'm like, because like this whole movie, I'm like, that's ambitious. That's
I know
they didn't just.
I'm going. I'm like, oh, maybe
Skywalker.
that's what he wanted to just like die. That's like maybe he just wanted to. So I'm gonna walk right into the gunfire, and he gonna walk out there like he's a badass, and they just boom, they just exploded his ass. I'm like, damn.
Did they let Tarantino have that scene?
Yeah, I know. Tarantino directed that last scene, but no, it didn't phase Luke, and then Kylo finally come out there to fight him, and Luke is doing some real good invading techniques.
On some kung fu shit.
It looked pretty natural. It looked pretty natural. It didn't look like that. Don't look real.
It looked like the Matrix though.
But see, with the Force, I'm cool with it.
Yeah.
It didn't look like, I don't know. And Mark Hamill looked like he can move pretty decent. You know, it didn't just look like when you see a clear stunt double. Like one scene is that old person, next scene it's a clear stunt double.
Right.
It kind of looked like Mark Hamill. Yeah. So I was cool with that. And then what did you think about the reveal? How did you feel at that moment when you found out?
I had like at the one, I was like, I felt like they were directly ripping off the way they killed Obi-Wan. I'm like,
well, I thought they was doing that at first
because he even gave the line.
Yeah. If you strike me down, then I'm always be with you or something like that.
Well, like because when Obi-Wan gave it was like,
right, I know.
Strike me down and anger, I shall become more powerful than you can possibly imagine.
Yeah,
but it's like, first of all, he goaded him into that shit. I will be with you forever, just like your father.
Yeah, and
just like your daddy.
But see, I really like when he came in for the fight, and then he kept dodging it and didn't attack. And then, he'd say something, and I'm looking like, okay, why is he not attacking? But that's cool, though, because he's just getting his little issue off. And then it made so much sense after you saw the reveal that he really wasn't there. He had to buy time. But see, what also made me mad about that part is like, why didn't they talk about that before? Because Poe Dameron was like, wait a minute. He's buying time. We need to find another way out of here. And I'm like, yeah, shouldn't y'all had already established that before he walked out there?
Like, that was like y'all was supposedly spending time finding other exits.
Yeah, exactly. Why they whole time?
But it wasn't until Luke got there.
Yeah. So they're like, wait a minute, how do the little fairy things get out of here? I was like, yeah, that should have been discussed. That should have been discussed before he went out there, because you wasting the little minutes he's giving you. You know what I'm saying? So I really like that. I like that scene because we didn't already seen a good lightsaber fight. If we turned around and saw another lightsaber fight, it would have got redundant. But what they did was, they had him project himself. What's that called? A force projection or something like that. And he never was really there.
I mean, that was cold though. That was cold.
And that was smart by him dodging all his attacks until one time he actually touched him. Wait a minute. This motherfucker ain't even here.
Look, I love he's just like, God damn.
Yeah. He's like, gotcha. That was a good ass. I like that ending. That's why I was like, man, some of the fourth, I said the fourth act. The third act actually was actually pretty good. It was all the shit in between that took it down. All right, so yeah, that's our discussion, our spoiler discussion for Star Wars: The Last Jedi. It was a good movie. So we're gonna get out of here. I gotta go to work. So I appreciate y'all for checking out the video.
We both.
All right, y'all. Peace.